requested to talk about my opinions on different aged relationships or dramatically different age groupings for relationships. Specifically in my last Ask PiinkSparkles video, I was asked what my opinions were about relationships where somebody is 15 or 16 and the other person is in their 20s. I was in this actual predicament. I was 16 when I met my boyfriend at the time, and he was in his 20s. Well, first of all, he did lie about his age to me. Like, I did not know that he was in his 20s. I was told that he was 17. So first of all, that's not a good way to start a relationship. And if your relationship starts off that way, maybe you should be taking it slow and seeing why they lied about that. Like, what are the reasons why that person lied to you about that? Because starting your relationship off with a lie usually isn't a good thing. I mean, I know I have a very good friend who that same thing happened to her. Like, the relationship started out with a lie and they are the best couple ever, and it was just like a stupid little lie. But this, you know, was a little bit of insight to what the relationship was gonna be. Now, every relationship is definitely different, and just because age difference is in a relationship, like if you're 16 and the guy's 30, I mean, people might think that's extremely shocking, but it depends on the relationship, and that's the message that I want to convey here, is it really depends on the relationship. Because if you're 16 and the guy is 30, it could be a horrible relationship, it could be a perfect relationship. Same if you're the same age. If you're 30 and he's 30, it could be a gorgeous relationship or it could be a crap relationship. It just depends on the relationship. It's not too much age, to me, in my opinion. Now, no, a lot of people have their own opinions about that and will say, of course, well, age is this and you shouldn't be 10 years older or younger, or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, it is the relationship that matters and what counts, and how the person treats you, like the whole relationship in general. Age is just a number. Legitimately is just a number. Like, you don't have to be a certain age to be in a relationship. However, now this is the big but, I like big butts and I cannot lie, but the maturity level needs to be there. Now, some people, when they are 16, they are mature, and they are mature enough to have a relationship, and that's when I say it's fine. But if somebody is 16 and is dating a 25-year-old, and if they are not mature enough in themselves, I would say that that is not a good idea. Now, some people don't reach maturity until like 30. Some people don't even ever reach maturity. Some people reach maturity when they're like 12. Again, these are all different. Everyone is different. Everyone copes with things and they are themselves in different ways. So it is kind of hard for me to answer about my opinions just about age groups. Like, if it was, you know, I'm 16 and he's 25 and he's abusing me, then what are your opinions? Well, then that's a whole nother ballgame, because then it's a more concrete issue for me to discuss. But again, like, it's probably gonna sound annoying, but it really is the relationship in general that needs to be looked into and not just the numbers. I was in a relationship with a man. I was 16 and I got out of the relationship when I was, oh geez, 22? 21, like I almost turned 22. So I'm pretty sure that's when it was. Like, I'm so bad with ages and numbers, as you guys know, but I'm pretty sure it was around that time frame. And it was on and off. Like, it wasn't solid, like those full solid years of in a relationship. We were on and off a lot just because it wasn't a good relationship. Looking back at it now, from my perspective now and being 24, I was definitely not mature enough to handle that relationship. Like, I was too young. Now, there is a lot of people are gonna say, like, you are too young to be dating a guy in his 20s if you are only 15 or 16. And I agree on that in the aspect of my relationship at the time, because I was not old enough to have a relationship like that. When you are that young, you are easily manipulated. Again, it depends on the person, but for me, because I was so young and I'd never, you know, had a concrete relationship, and somebody who was so much older than me and who I thought, oh, he's been through all this already, like he kind of knows the ways of the world and knows everything. And looking back, I was like, oh my gosh, like, why would I have done that to my parents? Like, I should have listened to them and said, yeah, you know, I am too young for a relationship. There's nothing wrong in being somebody's friend and, you know, hanging out with them and just, you know, enjoying their company, and then deciding a relationship when you are mature in yourself or have knowledge in relationships in yourself, is what I guess I'm saying. It's not too much maturity, but it is like knowledge of relationships, because I was like, oh yeah, boyfriend, like let's have a boyfriend and cool and that's fun and everything. And when I was with him, that's what I thought, like, oh, this is fun, I have a boyfriend, and let's put it on Facebook and all this. And now when I am older and more mature, I mean, I'm not a mature, like super mature adult because I love SpongeBob and putting blue in my hair, but I'm meaning like relationship wise. Now when I think of it, I think like my relationship now is so precious to me, and I can see the two sides of it, like me giving in the relationship and Dalton giving in the relationship, and how you appreciate it more when you are more mature wise. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to come across, because I'm not really good at explaining things, but I am trying my best. Basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that you have to be relationship ready to have a good relationship, or to be confident in your relationship, because you could be ready for a relationship at 18, and when you get into it and know that it is a bad relationship, if it is a bad relationship, you can pull out and say, you know what, I don't want to be in that relationship. If you are 15 or 16 and not mature in yourself and ready, and it's a bad relationship, you're going to be like, oh, like kind of stuck, because you're not ready for the relationship, so you're not ready about the consequences. So it does make it a little harder, which is exactly what happened to me. And I don't want to see anyone else going through that, because I wouldn't say I regret it, because I don't have regrets in my life, but I wish that I would have been ready for a relationship before I went into it. Or been, you know, I know that this is bad, I should back out. Like, and I knew it was bad, but I would try to always, you know, make it better, because I was so young and dumb. It is a little bit upsetting to think about now, but you live and you learn, and I, you know, lived, and I'm going to try to teach or help. And it doesn't matter about ages, because Dalton is now younger than me. Like, I had a boyfriend, Randy, as you guys know, who was older than me by a quite significant amount. He was actually 21 when we started dating, by the way, because I know I'm gonna get questions about that. Like, he told me he was 17, but he was actually 21. So I was 16, so that is 6 years older than me, when I thought he was just 1 year older than me. I just personally was not mature enough for a relationship at that time, and not many 15, 16-year-olds are at that time. There definitely are some who are, but relationships require a lot of maturity, like I keep saying, and I just was not ready at that time. And not many kids are. Like, you're still a kid, and even though you are a teen, anything under 18 I consider a kid, and so does the government, I'm pretty sure. At that age, I do see people who are 17 and who are very mature and have a great relationship, and who've been with a guy for like 2 years and it's going so strong, and you can tell that it's a good relationship. So no, there isn't just one answer to this question or opinion. It's not just like, oh, here you go, this is exactly what I'm saying, they are bad or they are good. Like, it's all over the place, because it depends on the actual relationship. Dalton just turned 21 and I am 24, so we are 3 years apart, and I don't even see at all age being a number or an issue or anything. The only thing to me is what gets me when it's like relationship and ages is when you think about it like, you know, when I was 3, you were born, or when I was 15, you were 12. Like, hey, that's like a little creepy, but when you actually think about it in older terms, like when I'm 103, he's gonna be 100. See, it doesn't sound that bad when you get up in age, but if you're like talking way back when, like 15 and 12, it does seem a little like, age is just never in my head at all, until like we have to write down like for passports or for applying for something and we're both putting our ages on there, then I notice it. Or if like we go somewhere, like he just recently got his driver's license renewed, and the guy said, you're born in what year? And Dalton says his year, and I'm like, holy, like I feel old. But age shouldn't play a huge role in a relationship unless it is a bad relationship. Like, unless somebody is being manipulated or abused, or just in a bad relationship in general, or if somebody is not ready for a relationship. Like, if somebody's like 12 years old and they're dating a 30-year-old guy, in my opinion, that is not right. Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship so young with somebody so old. But when you're like 17, 18, you're developing maturity, so you are maybe able to carry a relationship. It depends on yourself and how you're ready mentally, physically, and emotionally. It plays a whole role into a big ball of a relationship. And if you're not ready, don't do it. And if you're like, well, how do I know if I'm ready for a relationship? If you have to ask that, you are not ready. I thought I was. For years and years, I was like, oh yeah, I have a relationship, and then when I got out of it, whole world went, and I just breathed, and I was like, wow, that just went by, and I look back at it and think, what was I doing? And I just have to learn from it and live from it, and hopefully help you guys through it, and help, because I know I have a lot of younger viewers. Don't rush into something if you're not ready. Boys are not everything. You don't need to have a relationship in your life. Trust me, friends are good and family is even better, and you just have to focus on your studies and relationships will follow. Just be ready for a relationship if one comes your way, and don't be afraid or feel like you need to be forced or manipulated into a relationship, and have somebody to talk to if, let's say, you are in that phase right now and you are 17 and you're in a relationship with a guy who's much older and you're like, I need to get out of this and I don't know how. Talk to somebody, because you are not alone, and learn from my mistakes. When I was 18, I would have loved to end the relationship, and there was just all these whirlwinds that caused me not to end it. But maybe I will do a video on relationships and going in depth into them, into mine that I had, because a lot of people have questions about it. So maybe I will do that. But until next time, I hope you guys love this video, and bye guys.